Good day, everyone. My name is Mary Nicole L. Manalo, and I'll be presenting chapter 5 to 8 of the Black Book of Outsourcing. So, outsourcing option refers to various choices available for delegating specific tasks, services, or processes to external entities. So, these option allows organizations to leverage external expertise, reduce costs, improve efficiency, and focus on core activities. So outsourcing involves hiring outside companies to handle tasks that a business needs but doesn't want to do internally. It's becoming increasingly popular for various functions. So here's a breakdown of the most common outsourced task. So we have information technology for 55%, administration for 47%, distribution and logistics for 22%, finance for 20%, human resources for 19%, manufacturing for 18%, contact centers or call centers 15%, sales and marketing 13%, real estate and facilities management for 11%, and transportation for 9%. So BPO stands for Business Process Outsourcing, and it refers to outsourcing specific task functions to third parties. The most common BPO areas includes human resources, so functions like recruitment, benefits, and payroll, sales, marketing, and customer care, so outsourcing customer services or marketing tasks to external agencies, payment services, so outsourcing payment processing or accounting services, logistics, so external companies handle warehousing, transportation, and distribution, and lastly, finance and administration. So outsourcing financial tasks such as bookkeeping and managing taxes. So outsourcing is becoming more widespread due to the benefit it offers. So businesses can save money, operate more efficiently, and focus on core tasks. So, with advancement in technology, there are more options for outsourcing in industries like healthcare, legal services, and more. So, for medicine, companies like Wipro Technologies help radiologists in India read x rays for US patients, making healthcare services more affordable and quicker. So, this is an example of how outsourcing in medicine can reduce costs and improve service efficiency. So for Salesforce, so in the past, businesses had to hire full-time sales team, but now many online companies use outsourced sales teams to handle multiple brands, allowing them to save money while expanding their market presence. So for government services, so governments are increasingly outsourcing their IT services to private companies. So by outsourcing tasks like digitalizing records or automating systems, they improve speed and efficiency, which ultimately saves taxpayers money and reduce workload on government employees. So another aspects of BPO is retail services. So global retailers are outsourcing logistics and customer service function. So this enables them to expand internationally without worrying about managing operations in different regions. So outsourcing can help with everything from inventory management to answering customer queries. So for the pharmaceutical industry, so pharmaceutical industry are working with countries like India to conduct clinical trials or research. This outsourcing helps to cut costs for drug development, making medicines more affordable and accessible. So for financial services, so outsourcing is becoming a growing trend in the financial industry. So companies like Ernst and Young are outsourcing tasks like accounting to third-party firms. So around 65% of company report that outsourcing in finance has been successful in improving productivity and cutting cost. So lastly is healthcare information. So, outsourcing tasks such as managing medical records allows healthcare organizations to focus on providing care while reducing cost. However, it's crucial to ensure data privacy and protect patients' information during the outsourcing process. So, outsourcing covers many fields from market research and graphic designs to technical support, healthcare, and legal services. There's a wide range of outsourcing options, each with its own benefits for businesses. So, selecting your suppliers and vendors. So, choosing the right outsourcing partner is vital to ensure that you get high quality service at a reasonable price. It's about more than just cost. So, look for vendors who are flexible, have expertise in your industry, and align with your company's needs. So, the process of selecting the right vendor includes these steps. So, assemble a team that will be responsible for vendor selection. Number two is gather vendor information and request for information. Number three is create a timeline to ensure the selection process moves forward. Number four is write a term sheet that includes key terms and expectations. Five is that we need to clarify objectives and set criteria for selecting vendors. Number six is send requests for proposals to shortlist vendors. And lastly, we have to evaluate responses from vendors based on cost, quality, and experience. So before choosing a vendor, you must clearly understand your company's needs. So different vendors offers different level of services. So full service vendors manages all aspect of a task, and selective vendors focus on specific functions such as customer service or IT support. So tools like Process Readiness Index can help evaluate whether your company is ready for outsourcing. So begin by creating a list of potential vendors. So start with your existing suppliers, then expand by looking other options in the market. It's crucial to compare options rather than just choosing one vendor to find the best fit for your needs. So once you have a long list, it's time to send your RFIs to potential vendors. So provide clear deadlines for responses and use these responses to narrow the list down to two, three final candidates. Evaluate vendor capabilities, costs, and propose solutions before moving forward. So once you've shortlisted, um, once you've shortlisted the vendors, issue an RFP to ask for more detailed responses. So this is the stage where vendors submit specific plans and you can compare their offerings. Be sure to consider both price and quality of service. So outsourcing is not just about picking the cheapest option. So sometimes the lowest price may result in low quality services, which could hurt your business in the long run. So it's essential to look at both short term and long term costs to make the best decision for your business. So, to make outsourcing successful, the culture of your company and the vendor should align well. Important things to consider is risk taking. Does the vendor have calculated risk or play it safe? For quality, we have is there a focus on delivering the highest quality service? For customer value, is that does the vendor treat employees well? For innovation, we have does the vendor encourages new idea? For work environment, is it formal or informal? So while exact alignment isn't necessary, cultural fit can help prevent major issues. So outsourcing is structured process that involves six phases. So we have aligning expectations. So both parties must have clear goal. So clarifying governance to define how performance and issues will be managed. Establishing pricing. So agree on the pricing models that make sense. Writing SLAs or service level agreements that outlines expectations for performance and quality. So next is supplementing services. So add services as needed based on evolving requirements. Next is bundling services. So combine IT services and other functions for efficiency. So proper vendor management is essential for the key of outsourcing. So effective communication, clear expectations, and performance monitoring are key factors in maintaining a successful relationship with vendors. So common issues can arise, such as misunderstanding or resistance to change. So it's important to manage them proactively. So, when shifting from in house operations to outsourcing, careful planning is required to manage the transition smoothly. Consider the impacts of internal employees and any changes in workflows. The necessary training for both internal staff and the vendor, so a smooth transition will help avoid disruption in service. So, key aspects of nurturing the vendor relationship is number one, building strong vendor relationships. Outsourcing should be approached with a collaborative mindset. Focus on building strong, mutually supportive relationship where problem solving and continuous improvement are at the core. So this helps ensure both parties are aligned in their goals and objectives and foster a partnership that is focused on long-term success and growth. So the next is securing management support. So for any outsourcing initiative to be successful, management buy-in is crucial. So securing strong leadership commitments enables effective resource allocation and smoother execution of the plan. Given that outsourcing often involves significant organizational changes, such as staff reassignment or layoffs, ensuring management active role will help in managing this transition successfully and minimize disruptions. And lastly is defining the scope of work. So, a clear and well articulated scope of work is the foundation of any outsourcing relationship. Establishing goals such as cost reduction, service improvement, or increased efficiency allows all parties to align expectations. So, defining performance metrics, turnaround times, and service levels, while also potential challenges and outlining mitigation strategies ensure that the business remain focused and productive. So, coping with changes in outsourcing. So, outsourcing often leads to significant changes in processes and personnel, which can be challenging for organizations and employees alike. Addressing issues like insecurity, suspicion, and demotivation is crucial to ensure smooth transitions. So first is to educate and involve employees. So it's important to engage employees early in the outsourcing process. So by helping them understand the need for change and how it aligns with future competitiveness, you foster trust and gain their support. Often clear communication about the reasons behind outsourcing and its benefits will build confidence in the organization's direction. Next is support transition. So employees needs time to adjust to new roles and responsibilities. So offering necessary training and emphasizing the challenges and opportunities that come with these roles can motivate tasks to embrace the changes. Next is effective communication. So communication keeps employees informed about and avoid blindsiding. So timely updates on the who, what, when, why, and how of outsourcing decisions can prevent misunderstanding and foster a transparent work environment. So use multiple communication platforms to ensure clarity and reach. And lastly, we have the support from the vendor. So your outsourcing partner should play a proactive role in supporting the transition. So they should provide thorough documentation, user guide, and training to ensure a smooth implementation of new processes. So choosing the right vendor is essential to ensure a productive outsourcing partnership. So evaluate the vendor's fit in your company's objective using the following checklist to ensure a collaborative partnership. So first is the relationship style. Does the vendor align with your preferred relationship model? The next is the experience and expertise. Does the vendor have experience and expertise in the required services? And how long have they been in the industry? Next is the skills and additional value. Does the vendor possess unique skills or expertise that will benefit your organization beyond the immediate scope of work? Next is the references. Has the vendor provided verified references from past or current clients? And next is the financial stability. Can the vendor remain a stable long partner, financially capable of supporting your organization's needs? Next is other business lines. Are there other business areas within the vendor's operations that may impact their focus and ability to meet your needs? And lastly, we have the business alignment. Does the vendor's business strategy align with your organizational goal? So, providing training. A structured training plan is essential to ensure employees understand their new roles and performance expectations. So, a well executed training program reduces resistance to change and improves overall efficiency, ensuring that everyone is on the same page when it comes to the outsourcing project. Next is soliciting feedback. So, feedback is a powerful tool for improving outsourcing operations. So, establish regular reviews checkpoints to assess the effectiveness of the outsourcing arrangement. Formal feedback process encourages continuous improvement and keeps the partnership evolving. So the next is measuring success. So setting clear performance metrics, defining key project goals, and integrating them into SLAs allows you to track project progress and ensure that accountability is maintained. So these measurements should go beyond the financial ROI, incorporating operational fund, customer satisfaction, and other relevant metrics. So the next is internal management costs. So managing outsourcing relationship often incurs internal costs, typically 5% to 12% of the contract value. So these figures increases when managing more complex business process outsourcing relationships. Next is the technology transfers cost. So transferring assets such as servers or softwares incurs additional 5 to 15% annually, so which impacts overall ROI. So offshoring costs. So when operating of outsourcing overseas, management costs increase to 10% to 18% due to the complexities of coordination, time zone differences, and compliance issues. So outsourcing contracts comes with both legal and operational complexities that must be planned carefully. So effective negotiation typically follows three keys stages. So assessment and planning, vendor selection, and contract preparation. Then the next is investing in quality RFPs. So a well-structured request for proposal ensures that all aspects of the outsourcing relationship are clearly defined, including the service scope, resource required, financial requirements, pricing, and legal considerations. So, a strong RFP enables a transparent and objective vendor selection process, ensuring the right partner is chosen. So, to maximize cost saving, secure favorable contract terms, and the organization should engage in a competitive vendor selection process. So this involves soliciting multiple bids and negotiating with vendors to ensure the best fit for your organization's need, price, and legal security. So key legal consideration to evaluate including cost savings, vendor reputation, financial stability, contract flexibility, risk management, and regulatory compliance. So, outsourcing best practices follow a structured framework. So, assessment, strategy planning, vendor selection, contract negotiation, legal compliance, service level agreements, and continuous governance. So, to ensure a smooth outsourcing transition, so collaboration between management, consultants, and legal advisors should begin in the early process. So, this helps retain valuable institutional knowledge and ensures alignment throughout the contract negotiation. So, tracking internal services performance before outsourcing is essential for strengthening your negotiation leverage. So, historical performance, data support, and vendor commitments to service levels, ensuring accountability post contracts. So, successful outsourcing relationships are built from the outset during negotiation and contract execution. So, key elements include management relationship. So, a strong, mutually respectful relationship between key management and governance personnel often fosters collaboration. So, next is measurable objectives. So, clearly defined, quantifiable goals help set expectations for performance evaluation and vendor accountability. Next is structured working groups. So, teams should focus on handling outsourcing related issues to ensure efficient solutions. Next is incentives and penalties. So, implementing performance based pricing motivates vendors to meet or exceed expectations while holding them accountable for any shortcomings. Next is the periodical formal reviews. So, regular meeting provides both parties with opportunities to assess progress, review goals, and plan for the future. And lastly, we have training provider staff. So continuously um, training vendor personnel helps ensure that the business objectives and client expectations are consistently met. So a strong outsourcing contract is comprehensive yet flexible enough to to adapt to unforeseen technological market changes. So it should allocate risk and provide pre-course for unanticipated issues. So key provisions include are change of scope and services. So start with cost benefit analysis metrics that identify critical success factors for improvement. So three key areas of metrics is outcome and performance based metrics. So metrics for quality assurance and lastly key operational metrics. So the goal is to track vendor success in meeting business needs and contracts should specify action if metrics are not met. So it should allocate risk and provide recourse of unanticipated issues. So key provisions includes change in scope of services, so define methods for integrating services and accommodate any changes to staffing, technology, pricing, and service level. Next is changes in the global business environment. So factors in fluctuation in service usage, their impact on pricing and service commitments. Next is changes in the legal environment. So, ensuring the contract anticipates potential legal changes, such as new privacy laws, and allocate compliance costs appropriately. So, lastly, we have service levels aligned with business objectives. So, service commitment should reflect your organization's goal and share shareholder value beyond technical specification. So guidelines for drafting contracts is clarify details. So ensure specific like schedules, term of employment, and payment structures are explicitly stated. So consider legal implications. So be mindful of the vendor's legal environment and how it could impact your business. So other key considerations are pricing, use of consultant, terms and conditions rather, vendor staff and accountability. So effective management of outsourcing contracts is crucial and depends largely on the complexities of the outsourcing initiative. So for smaller projects such as help desk services, in-house oversight with minimal due to standardized service requirements. So, however, for larger, more specialized roles such as software development or complex business process outsourcing, more oversight is necessary to ensure successful outcomes. So, for maintaining confidentiality, so timing and information control. So it keeps early stages confidential until outsourcing proves beneficial. So for service providers' responsibility, so it ensures that the provider has strong data protection policies that match or exceeds the buyer's standards. So renegotiating or terminating the contract. So renegotiation is often overlooked, but planning can changes is crucial. So at the end of the contract, you can recontract, switch vendors, and restore internal management. So for my reflection number one, so to maintain by setting clear and measurable goals, right from the start, both the buyer and the vendor can ensure alignment and hold each other accountable, which is key to a successful outsourcing partnership. So, my reflection number two is that outsourcing can present significant opportunities for growth and improvement. However, the challenges that it brings should not be underestimated. Careful planning coupled with open communication creates foundation for long-term success in outsourcing. And lastly, for my personal reflection number three, so to maintain an effective and productive sourcing relationship, regular performance reviews and ongoing staff training are essential. So this ensures that both the internal team and the vendor remain aligned with evolving goals and expectations. So that ends my presentation. Thank you so much for listening.